Welcome back to the So Far So Good podcast. My name is Christopher Coombs.
And my name is Gaurav Khazanchi. Welcome back to the So Far So Good podcast.
It's good having you all tuning in, as always, on your weekly episode of the So Far So Good podcast.
Exactly, and as Chris always says, he can hear he can see your smiling faces.
No, I can hear.
You can hear the smile. Yeah, I thought I got that wrong, but then I realised
It's a double wrong.
Yeah, exactly.
That's why it's a bit confusing.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's right. Now, we will kick it off, as usual, with our introductory questions.
Absolutely. So, I will go first this time. You've gone first a few times. Silly question as usual. So, Christopher Coombs, you know Katy Perry, right? That's not the question.
The
singer.
Katy
Perry, the singer.
Yeah.
Now, there's a few iconic songs from Katy Perry.
Raw?
Yeah, sure. Like, there's a few. Like, just think about it in your mind, all right?
Yeah, there's definitely a few. I can't think of the names, but yeah.
Yeah, all right. If you were a Katy Perry song, which one would you be?
Raw, 100%. 100%.
Okay, you know what? This is actually a pretty funny story. Quick backstory. The video clip for Raw is like, she's in a jungle and whatever. I don't even know what the song's about. Personally found it a bit annoying. She's in a jungle or whatever. She's like...
What a hater.
She's like Jane. She's like the girl Tarzan. I actually changed the question. I was initially going to ask you. You, in one of our group convos, have nicknamed yourself Tarzan. And I was going to say...
That I didn't name myself that. That's what people call me.
Literally, no one calls you that. I was going to say, if you were a Disney character, what would you be? And I thought, no, you're just going to say Tarzan. So I changed it to a Katy Perry song. And you still pick the equivalent of Tarzan somehow.
Yeah, well, don't mind Katy Perry dressed as Jane.
Yeah, well, I'm not mad. I'm impressed that you were at least consistent.
Yeah. And that other song, I think it's California something.
Teenage Dream, California Love.
No, it's not California Love.
California Girls. California Girls. Na, 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 na,
yeah, and it's got Snoop Dogg in it as well.
Yes.
Good film clip as well.
He's just talking about it. I mean, okay. I thought you were going to take it on a deeper level, and you're Raw by Katy Perry because you have the courage of a lion or whatever it is.
Well, yeah. No, I did say the song Raw is actually quite motivating if you listen to the lyrics.
Yeah, because she's got the eye of the tiger and something.
And you want to hear me roar, as in like I'm gonna step up and do whatever I have to do.
Yeah.
It's quite a motivating song if
Yeah.
you look into it on a deep level. But Katy Perry songs in general are just rubbish.
Whoa! I mean, there's some iconic ones. There's some decent ones.
Oh yeah, there's decent songs. Don't get me wrong, but they're all just like rubbish pop.
Yeah. Look, yeah. I mean, each to their own. But
Yeah.
as long as you feel connected to it, to Raw, I'm happy.
Yeah. No, the lyrics are good.
Okay, not good. It's however you connect yourself is fine. It's okay.
So are you saying you would put Katy Perry as your top 5 artists?
No. I just thought Katy Perry because when I was thinking of that question, a Katy Perry song was playing. So I said, I'll just change it to a Katy Perry song.
Interesting.
Yeah, everything happens for a reason.
Yeah, that's right. Now, my question for you is, the other week when I was actually at your house,
Yes.
I happened to just see in my vision your motorbike.
Okay.
So Gaurav has a motorbike.
Yeah.
He likes to talk about it quite a lot.
Literally, you're the only one. I actually don't talk about it because so many people are against it.
What? Oh, because of the safety aspect?
Yeah, it's like safety,
Yeah.
and I get lectured at least 90% of the time, so I just avoid talking about it.
Look, honestly, just be careful and...
You just gotta be safe. All right, what's the question?
I was going to start lecturing you. But... Anyway, so I walked past... Well, I happened to catch your motorbike in my vision.
Okay.
And I noticed that the key was sitting in the keyhole of the bike.
Yeah.
So my question to you is, why is the key just sitting there? Because if someone breaks in, or me, for example, I just feel like stealing your bike, the key's literally right there.
Okay, I'll tell you my explanation. I had the same thought. I didn't just put the key in there because I was lazy and I was like, I'll just keep the key in the bike. I had the same thought, and it's the same thing. If someone breaks into my house with the intention of stealing my car or my bike, whatever, the first logical decision would be to go to the key rack, which is usually close to the front door, get the key, and then take the car. Now, if they're going to break into the house anyway, I'm just saving them an extra step, and the key is just in there if they're going to steal the bike. It's really not jeopardizing any more safety than having it hung up on a key rack.
Okay, so why don't you put it in a drawer or maybe a safe even?
Okay, well, number one, I don't have a safe. Number two, I do have a drawer, but I mean, my bike's already in a safe place.
Is it?
Yeah, it's because I don't keep it outside.
I believe it's right at the front door.
It's locked.
Essentially.
It's locked in essentially at the garage. So it's technically indoors. So, you know, it's a safety. I mean, if they wanted to steal the bike, you can pick it up.
True.
You can't pick up a car. You could just pick up put it on his back wheel and roll it. So that's my explanation. I did think about this, and I just thought I'll just leave it in there. Just leave it in there.
But if someone was to break into your house looking for money or just wanting to steal like a TV or something,
Yeah.
and then they happen to catch in their vision, like I did, a key inside a motorbike,
Yeah.
it puts the idea in their head.
Oh,
Whereas
like-
if you had have just hid the key, literally even in a pillow or something,
Yeah.
they would 90% chance not steal that bike.
It's actually a very fair point. Maybe I'll consider moving the key now.
Yeah, I would definitely consider.
I'll at least
changing
consider
that.
moving the key. I mean, so, yeah, good point.
Yeah.
I didn't think about the other part of the theft. But,
Exactly.
yeah, look, without further ado, let's get into it. So far, so good.
Once again, thank you all for tuning into the So Far So Good podcast. Now, after a very short intro, we will not continue to not muck around and move straight on.
Yeah.
Now, I just had something to quickly mention. Now, we were talking yesterday about what we were going to do for today's episode.
Yeah.
And I let you know that I had actually sent the letter to the council
Yes.
regarding the basketball court.
Yes, yes.
The outdoor basketball court, which we spoke about last episode, I believe it was.
Yes, it was the last episode about the letters.
And we both had a letter each. I merged in a couple of things that Gaurav said to the letter, and I sent it off to the local council in charge of that basketball ring. Now, funnily enough, they replied this morning. So
Really?
within a day, they replied and said, "Thank you for contacting the city of..." It must not be named.
I thought you started there, but I forgot we censored out the council.
That's right. Your reference number is blah, 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 blah. Thank you for your well wishes. Because remember I said at the start,
Yes.
I hope you're doing well,
So
blah,
this
blah,
is
blah.
like a legitimate reply. It's not one of those automated replies.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
Okay.
yeah. It's
Okay.
a legit reply. So thank you for your well wishes. We hope you and your family have kept safe and are well during this time. So
Okay.
they've acknowledged what I've said.
They're really going bit by bit from your letter.
Yeah, that's right. We are glad to hear you are enjoying the basketball facilities.
Okay. This, I've got to say, so far it sounds like you've replied to your own letter. But continue.
And then the next paragraph says, "I wish to advise that this matter has now been referred to a representative from our city presentation department. We will inspect within 10 working days of a report being received."
Wow.
So they've referred it on to the necessary department, and I guess they'll let me know, within 10 working days.
I'm very impressed. Just for peace of mind, was the person's name Sarah? Or Sarah Council?
Good question. Let's have a look.
Specific.
The person's name was... Oh, no. Claire.
Claire Council. It's actually
CC, just like
CC.
Christopher Coombs.
just like corn chips. It's a lot better flow than Sarah Council.
No wonder she replied very similar to me, because we're both CC.
Both CC. We're also just assuming or making up her last name is Council. Because if you missed the last episode, in my fake letter, the person I was writing to was named Sarah Council. Fake person. So that's very impressive.
Yeah,
I'm actually very impressed.
Yeah, so it came from Claire, the council CSO. which stands for Customer Service Officer.
Ah, okay. I immediately thought Chief Service Officer or something.
I just wanted to make it sound fancy. But yeah, so some solid customer service there from the local council.
That is really good. Did you keep in the part about the younger generation athletes and
Oh,
whatnot?
absolutely.
Wow. My God, you must have... I wonder what that would have sounded like to a third party reading that letter.
Well, if you think about it, in all honesty, if a kid grows up shooting on this ring, that may scar them for the rest of their lives. They may not be able to shoot as well as they could have if they had been learning on a correct size ring.
No, that's true. I mean, I hope she at least got a good laugh out of the letter. In a good way. Not laughing at the letter, I mean laughing with the letter. Saying, haha, true story. Something like that.
I mean, it's possible.
All right, now there's a story we're very excited to tell. So I'm gonna start the story giving a pre-story that is non-related but of the same subject.
Okay.
Now we've mentioned many times how much the two of us hate spoilers, and we're not about spoilers. And we may have spoiled things for people in the past by accident, not intentionally, but
exactly
not the point.
And we have owned up to our mistakes.
Yeah, there's literally
as you should, and we have moved on, and we will no longer spoil.
Exactly. To our, fullest heart-filled intentions, we will not spoil. If it happens accidentally, we will do a public apology like we've done in the past, or like I've done in the past.
Absolutely.
Sad background piano music and everything. So I just want to start by telling a story about spoilers, very quick, that was related to a friend from uni who was trying to do the right thing. And it's the reason I bring this up is because he was trying to do the right thing. Good friend from uni, his name's Ryan. Now, Ryan was telling me, because we were having this spoiler conversation back in one of our uni classes, and he was saying, I hate getting spoiled and I hate spoiling things for people. But there was this show he watched, and the season finale had came, it was aired the night before, and he really just wanted people to talk to it, he wanted to talk about it to people.
Yep.
So he put up a Facebook post, and in the Facebook post, he wrote, everybody, in caps, spoilers ahead, and then he left gap.
Yep.
Like, so many gaps to the extent where if you wanted to see the spoiler, you would have to click see more.
Yep.
Right?
So you would intentionally have to hit that.
So he was like, who watched the season finale of so-and-so, spoilers ahead, only, there was a fair warning and a fair gap, right?
Yeah.
He did every good intention, yeah? Because, this is many years ago, you couldn't just, posting them on Facebook was a thing. Then he told me he did everything to be good about not spoiling things for people. And then, about 10 minutes later, the first comment on that post was, oh, dude, thanks for the spoiler.
Are you serious?
Yes.
That's an absolute joke.
Yeah, I mean, he's literally done everything he could. He literally would have had to press see more to read the spoiler. I mean, he spoiled it for himself.
You would have had to see spoilers ahead and then actively click
yeah.
further.
I mean, if we're giving you the benefit of the doubt, the only way is I could say is you were scrolling on your newsfeed and your thumb happened to coincidentally be on the exact same spot where the see more button would be. And as you scrolled up and let go, the spoiler popped up in front of your face and you accidentally read the spoiler. But that is extreme case scenario. So I'm not even going to give this person the benefit of the doubt.
Or the second option could be that the comment itself was a joke because of how obvious he made it that there were spoilers.
Yeah, that's an option. But the way my friend Ryan was telling the story, he was very annoyed at the comment because he knew he was being serious. So
poor Ryan Uni.
What would your last name be? Basketball? Chris Basketball?
Maybe.
So
actually, it reminds me of a spoiler that I did once.
Yeah.
Now, there was a TV show.
Yep.
I'm trying to make this not a spoiler. Oh, well. If you haven't watched it, you're not going to watch it.
Or just don't name the show and then tell me in code.
Let's put it... I'm not going to name the show.
Okay.
There was a show where it was like kids in towards the end of high school in America.
Yep.
So 16, 17-year-olds.
Sure.
And they had basketball.
Yep.
In the show, as well as
the show.
teen drama, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
You've probably guessed the show. If you haven't watched it, well, spoiler ahead.
Yeah.
If you have watched it, well, you already know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Anyway, I was talking to... So I was with Caitlin.
Yeah.
And then I was with another couple.
Yep.
So Caitlin actually got me into watching this show, and I'd watched the whole thing.
Yeah, yeah. I definitely know the show. I haven't watched it.
Then the other couple were saying that, okay, the girl had gotten the guy into the show.
Okay.
Like, similar to what happened to me.
Yeah.
And he had watched, I believe, the first season or two.
Okay.
And then as soon as they brought it up, I straight away said, oh, man, it's the dumbest show. Like, the first two seasons were good, but when character John makes it to the NBA, it's just so unrealistic.
Yeah.
And then I realized, oh, no, he hasn't got up to that part yet.
You messed up, bro. You messed up. Yeah. So that would have been one of those moments where you're like, oh, I need a spoiler alert in real life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, I wish it was like the movie Click, where you could just rewind a little bit, change what you said.
Wasn't that your favorite movie at some point?
Oh, man, that was a sad movie. That was the one movie. That was the one movie that I cried in.
Yeah, he's said this
sad.
many times, and I still think it's one of his favorite movies.
I'm over it now because when it first came out, I watched it a million times.
Yeah.
But
And as you know, Chris doesn't like movies,
sad.
but he does like TV shows, which brings us to the main event.
Oh, so this I've been wanting to say this story ever since it happened.
It's not even a doozy, because doozy, somewhat implies it's of a positive nature, but it's just a stitch up.
It's a negative doozy.
Just change them out. It's a dizzy. Forget it.
It's more than a stitch up. It's a slit. Slit.
So the incision has not been able to be mended.
Yeah.
Okay, it's just a painful moment. Very
it's
painful.
It's an amputation.
Moment. It's
because you couldn't fix it, so you've had to amputate the limb.
Yeah. I like that analogy. It doesn't. None of our analogies make sense, but I like that one. That is the best bad analogy we have for this story.
All right, this story is an absolute amputation. So last weekend we were going somewhere.
Yeah.
There was 4 of us.
Yep.
So we grabbed an Uber.
Correct.
Now, just on the Uber thing real quick, we didn't know at the time that you can't actually have someone in the front seat in an Uber at the moment due to COVID restrictions.
Correct.
So apparently it says on the app that when you order an Uber, it's only for 3 people because you put all 3 people in the back seat.
Yep.
Well, this Uber that we took let all 4 of us in, didn't say anything, so we thought it was fine.
Yeah.
Then on the way home, we ordered, it wasn't an Uber, it was a different company. I think it was Didi.
Didi, I think, yeah.
Yeah, so we ordered Didi, and then they wouldn't let us in the car. They wouldn't let us in the front seat, so we had to get 2 separate ones.
Yeah.
And then you guys went in a Didi. We ended up getting an Ola because it was cheaper than Uber at the time.
Yeah.
And we were asking the Ola guy like what the go is, and he said that so Ola and Didi won't allow you in the front seat because they don't advertise any social restrictions whatsoever.
Okay.
But apparently Uber advertises social distancing so that they do allow someone in the front seat. But then I went on the app and checked, and it says only 3 people. So at the end of the day, you can't have someone in the front seat at the moment.
Okay, yeah. Look, it was an
It's very
accidental
confusing.
rule break at the end of the day, but we fix it.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter. It's okay. We're all okay.
Basically, this Uber driver, he let us all in the car,
Yeah.
even though there was restrictions.
Yeah.
We're not going to name the guy because it's obviously illegal, but what we want to say is the guy was awesome. He was a great driver.
Yeah.
You know?
Top notch, very hospitable.
Yep.
Clean car.
Yep. He stopped at red lights.
I mean, yeah,
He didn't speed.
He goed at green lights. He probably slowed down at yellow lights.
Yeah, like he was a great driver and a really nice guy.
Yeah. All round, a decent bloke.
Yeah. Like, I would get in his car again.
Yeah.
Actually, no, I wouldn't.
But it's not because of his skills or his Uberness. It's because of the story.
Just wouldn't talk to him about
Anything.
TV shows.
Yeah.
Anything.
Well, you never know. Okay.
So we just wanted to start it by saying that he's a great Uber driver.
Yeah. Look, everybody makes mistakes, and it's why there's erasers on the back of pencils. But you can't, like Chris said, there's no real-life click remote. So
No.
some mistakes can be forgotten, but not forgiven. I mean,
The other way around.
forgiven, but not forgotten. Yeah, sorry,
the
that's
one.
what I meant. That's what I meant. I mixed up Chris's seeing your
Trust me,
smile and hearing your smile.
I wish I could forget it.
Yeah.
Trust me.
Okay.
So, for the idea of not giving everyone else listening spoilers, we're going to call it Show X, and it involves a character. Actually, two characters.
Yeah.
So we're going to say character John and character Jane.
Let's just say character A and character B, but show X.
Okay.
In case a real name accidentally slips up.
Okay. So it's Show X.
Yep.
Then there's character A and character B.
Yep, correct.
So, we're talking about this show.
Well, actually, it was really exciting for me personally because I've been telling to watch Show X for a while. And then very excitedly, Chris says, dude, I started Show X and I'm up to this bit in Show X. Take it away.
Can we say seasons, or is that going to give away too much?
Oh, no. Many shows have seasons, so go for it.
Can I say how many seasons the show? I won't say how many seasons
We
it
won't
has.
say how many seasons.
Let's just say I told Gaurav that I was up to season 2 in Show X.
Yep, correct.
Right? And I was about to start talking about... Well, first I asked Jen, because Jen was in the backseat next to you, and I
Yep.
said, Jen, have you seen Show X? And she said no, and she doesn't have an intention to watch it either.
Yep,
So
yep.
I said, sweet. Well, then I can speak freely.
Because you've been watching with Caitlin as well, so...
Yeah, so I can speak freely because everyone's watched it. Then I
Yeah.
was about to say something and I thought, ooh, maybe I'll just check with the Uber driver.
Exactly.
So I was trying to be a decent human being.
Chris was literally doing the most considerate thing, which I feel like many Uber passengers wouldn't even think of. Like,
No,
props,
they would not care.
props to this bloke in front of me. I mean, if I was a Katy Perry song, I'd pick Unconditionally because I love this guy unconditionally for doing this. With the most consideration, he took this next step. Tell us what you did.
So then I said to the Uber driver, have you watched Show X?
Yeah.
Because I didn't want to give him a spoiler.
Yeah.
Then he replies saying, oh, yeah, I've watched the whole thing, man. Such a good show. Such a good show.
Yeah.
And I said, oh, awesome. And then I continue to talk to Gaurav.
Yep.
And I say, oh, so I've watched the first 2 seasons.
Yes.
And then you say to me, oh, so like exactly which part are you up to?
Yeah. Story-wise.
Yeah. And I say, oh, I'm just up to the part where character A gets found out who he actually is.
Yep.
And then he's about to get caught of who he actually is.
Yeah.
Because he's been pretending to be an anonymous person.
Yeah.
Then the Uber driver replies straight away without anything. You didn't say anything. No one else said anything. The
Yeah.
Uber driver straight away says, oh, no, but wait till this part. And then I quickly said, oh, whoa.
Yeah,
and then we all said, whoa.
The whole
no,
cast
no,
like,
no, 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 no.
whoa, slow, stop. I don't know, maybe I got confused thinking about his driving, but we've said spoilers, don't spoil the show. They're only up to season 2.
Exactly.
We said those words.
So then straight away in my mind, I'm like, look, it's not the worst spoiler in the world. Like, I'm only, I think I was midway through season 2.
Yeah.
So I thought, oh, look, there's X amount of seasons, so I guess he couldn't get found out and the show's over right now, so it's not the worst spoiler.
He was just, what we felt like was Chris had accidentally, by doing the right thing, invited this driver into our conversation and then to join in and, just be friendly. He's a good guy. He was obviously trying to be friendly. He was saying, no, that doesn't happen. This happens instead. But obviously...
We cut him off
We
just
cut
in
him
time.
off. But we don't want to know. We don't want to know.
Yeah, that's right. And then right before that happened, we were actually talking about who's our favourite characters and stuff like that.
Yeah, exactly.
And I said to Gaurav, character B, I love this character because XYZ.
Yeah.
Man, we're using way too many letters here. But let's just say I said I love character B because of all these reasons.
Yeah.
And then right after this spoiler, and we like fully stop, talking and all that kind of stuff. And then it's the vibe we've kind of all gone silent because we're like, oh man, what is happening? And then the Uber driver, He wants to continue this conversation.
He likes being part of the conversation, which is it's fun.
Fair enough.
It's okay.
Fair enough, but you do need to realize that I've told you I'm halfway through season 2.
Yeah.
Like, I haven't watched the whole show.
And the whole car has made it clear that no one wanted spoilers, so just...
That's right.
It's alright. Just chill.
And this show involves, let's say, people dying and things like that. Right?
As does most shows, you know.
Yeah. So then, the Uber driver insists on asking me this question. Oh, so where you're up to, is character B still there?
Yeah, I know. But then...
Right when I said it's my favourite character, he asked, is character B there? As in, at some point, character B is going to die.
Yeah, well, he's implying something with character B, and because I have also seen the whole thing, and I'm just like, what do I even do in this situation? And I've actually, you know when you feel a rush of heat rush through your body?
Oh man,
I felt it from my toes go all the way to my head, and then Chris, because Chris is in the front seat talking to this guy. There was a long pause after the driver asked that question, and Chris is just like, yeah, but like so heartbreakingly answering his question.
And then as soon as I said yeah, I'm like, yeah. Maybe let's just not say anymore. Let's not say anymore.
Yeah.
And then it kind of went silent for another 10 seconds, and then...
But the driver then has the audacity to say, well, do you want me to break the suspense? I mean, like, dude, you've already broken the suspense by implying the person is not there in whatever way. So what? Oh, it just makes me very angry thinking about it.
So to summarize, he's already spoiled that something's going to happen to this character, essentially implying that character B is going to die.
Okay, yeah.
Soon or at some point.
Okay.
We go silent and we're like, no, let's not say anymore.
Yeah.
And then he asks, should I break the suspense?
There's
There is no more suspense.
I know.
The only
It's
suspense
gone.
is us being stuck in this car.
And do you know what was one of the worst things about this whole situation? We were 1 minute away from our destination.
Exactly. And then literally right after we said, all right, guys, we literally all said, all right, let's just not talk anymore. Let's not talk anymore.
Yeah.
Went silent. 30 seconds later, we arrive at the destination.
I know. And we could tell
We didn't.
he wanted to say more, but we were all adamant on either not saying anything or talking about literally anything else. It was a very, very hard situation.
So, look, at the end of the day, it was probably the worst spoil I've ever heard in real life.
I'm not going to confirm or deny anything, because I have seen the whole show. So when Chris looks at me in the eyes, I have to look away because I don't want him to read my thoughts.
No, look, for both parts, character A and B,
Yeah.
I've now got up to those parts.
Okay.
But when both of them happened, I just wasn't surprised because I foresaw something happening because of this Uber driver.
Yeah. I know. So which brings us back to there being literally no suspense anymore.
Exactly.
So look, a moment of silence for Chris.
Yeah, we'll give it 3 seconds.
Yeah, I told Chris, dude, as soon as he got out of the Uber, I was like, man, give him 1 star.
We both said that. We were like, dude, the first thing I said was, oh my God, what just happened?
Yeah.
And then you said we were so close to the destination.
It was, these things only happen in cartoons or movies. I looked at the GPS when he said it, and it said 1 minute away, and I was so sad.
Oh.
If it said 17 minutes away, fine,
Actually, you know what? That probably would have been worse, because then I would have been sitting there for 17 minutes, sweating, just thinking about this, because we wouldn't have talked.
True. Or it would have been another 17 minutes of him giving us more spoilers.
Yeah. Oh, do you want to know more? Do you want to...
Does this happen? Do you want me to break the suspense?
Oh.
Look, all in all, to summarize the whole thing, good guy, very, very bad mistake. I mean, come on. There's got to be a bit of common sense. You gotta know what you're saying. Let's give him the benefit of doubt. Maybe.
At the end of the day, I know exactly what happened.
Yep.
Is that most people don't involve the Uber driver in their conversations.
Yep.
The fact that I asked him, have you seen the show?
Yep.
I think he then felt comfortable and he wanted to be involved in the conversation.
Which is fine. He took Chris's considerate move to warn him about spoilers as an invitation to join.
Dude, he literally threw that right back in my face.
Yeah.
I said it to him so that I wouldn't spoil him. Then he just took that, crunched it up in a ball, literally slingshot, bang, right in the face.
Right in between the eyes. And
I'm surprised I'm still alive.
absolute nonsense. It's sad because when he followed up to ask, should I break the suspense, he was literally like, it's like he punched you in the face, right, like you said. And then he punched you in the same spot again by saying, well, he's like, when they say you're rubbing salt in the wounds? That's what that was.
Oh,
should I break the suspense? Like, dude.
Or rubbing salt on the mouth ulcer. Even worse.
Yes, look, for Chris specifically, that's it. So, look, we've given a moment of silence for Chris. And so we can calm down as well. Let's move on.
All right, now that we've calmed down, we can now safely move on to the next story. Now, I have an interesting story which relates to a gift card.
Okay.
Now, this is from one of my old jobs that I worked, right?
Okay.
Now, it's a funny thing with gift cards, right?
Yeah.
Because if you think about something that's purchased, like an actual product that's purchased, right? If you want to refund someone, you would refund that particular person that paid for it.
Yes.
But the awkward thing about a gift card is that person A is buying it.
We're back to code names. Yes.
Person A is buying it, then they're giving it to person B.
Yes.
So the question is, if person A wanted a refund,
okay,
is it now their money because they paid for it, or is it person B's because it was given to person B?
Wait, I'm confused.
So
what does a refund have to do with this?
It comes into the story.
Okay, it's just because you asked me the question at the start. So
no, I'm asking you that now just to get your mind into the whole thing.
Okay. So I thought I missed something.
So you know what I mean? Like, if I give you a gift card,
yep,
and then I now go to the shop and want a refund, I mean, it's not my money anymore because technically I've given it to you. Or is it? That's the question.
Okay, yeah. I know.
It's a weird thing, isn't it?
Yeah, I know. I know what you're saying. Yeah.
Because normally, if someone purchases a car,
they
want a refund. Oh, no one gets a refund on a car.
Sorry, the car.
Let's say someone purchases
like item of clothing.
Yeah, I suppose so.
Okay,
but it wouldn't be in their particular. Let's say someone buys a camera.
Okay,
right at JB Hi-Fi.
Okay,
it may go in your name, right?
Yeah.
For example. If I then give that camera to you,
yes,
and you try and get a refund, well, you can't because you didn't pay for it.
But
if I'm giving you a gift card,
yes,
the gift card is in your name, even though I paid for it.
So it's a bit I understand the question now. Yeah,
it's a bit of a
paradox.
Sure. All right. Now I'm going to use fake names for this story.
Once again, yes.
All right. Now, it's quite an interesting one. So strap yourselves in, put your seatbelt on. It's going to be a bumpy ride. So
you just sounded very Australian.
All right. So I'm working at a previous job.
Okay.
Right? Then someone, let's call him John.
Yeah, you're really loving this, John.
So John walks in and says, "Oh, I purchased a gift card, which I gave to someone, and then they lost it, and now I need the gift card I need that gift card cancelled.
Yeah.
And I want the money put onto a new gift card so then I can re-give it to that person because they lost the card."
Okay.
And then my first thing is, hang on a second. I need some more details. This is just...
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? It sounds a bit strange.
It sounds a bit dodgy, like they're trying to get free money.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, give me a bit more information so I can maybe try and find this card.
Well, so just clearing this up. So you work at place X, and then this is a gift card for that place X.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah.
So I say, give me a bit of information. I'll try and find the card. So he tells me it's a $2,000 card.
Yep.
Which is decent amount of money.
Yeah, I was expecting like 50 to 100. So
Yeah, decent amount of money.
Yeah.
And then I say, okay, well, yeah, so give me a bit more info, like what's your full name, blah, blah, blah. I'll try and search the card. Because he didn't have any paperwork. He didn't have the card. He didn't really have, enough credentials to verify that it's his card.
Yes, fair enough.
So I search up by his name and by the amount and whatever. Okay. And I find the card.
So, okay, right? So you found like the transaction that he made.
So I found, let's say I found the transaction.
Oh, okay, yeah.
It wasn't purchased at the store I was working at the time.
Okay.
So I said, look, I'm going to need a bit more info of because I'm not exactly sure if I'm allowed to just cancel it and put the money on a new card.
Yeah.
So I'm going to maybe give me a bit more info and let's see what's going on. So like what's actually happened?
Yeah.
Because he kind of just went boom, boom, boom. This is what happened.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, break it down for me. Let's see what happened.
Yeah.
So John says, okay, so I gave the gift card to someone at my work.
Yep.
Let's call her Lisa.
Oh, getting a bit more variety with these names. Yeah, yeah.
Different letters.
Yeah.
So John says, okay, I gave Lisa at my work a $2,000 gift card as a Christmas present.
Yep.
And then she ended up quitting my work.
Okay.
She's now come back to my work 6 months later.
Yep.
And I being John, I jokingly asked Lisa, oh, do you still have that gift card? I'll take it back since now you're still working here. And then John reckons that Lisa went all red in the face and said, oh, I didn't want to really tell you, but I actually lost the card.
Ooh.
So now John has come into me saying, oh, well, could we put it on a new gift card? And then can you issue the card for me? And then I'll re-give it to Lisa.
Yes.
Yeah, because she's lost the card.
She's lost the card, yeah.
And
because he didn't really want the card back.
Yeah, well, that's the story.
That's the story, yeah.
That's the story. Because when you buy a gift card, at this workplace that I was working at, when you buy the gift card, like, yes, you purchase it, but you also state the person's name who you're giving it to.
Almost like a check, so someone else can't just take it. Yeah.
So I could see that John purchased it, and he was giving it to Lisa.
Yep.
So John's now saying, Lisa's lost it, so can you issue me with a new one, and then I'll go give it to Lisa.
Yeah.
So I thought, I'll see what I can do. Let me leave it with me. I'll make a call, and then I'll call you later today with what I can do. And he's like, oh, no, it's all right. I'll wait here. Can you just issue it and give it to me? And I was like, I'm not sure the legalities around it, so do you want to just leave it with me?
Yeah.
And he's like, no, I'm happy to wait. I know you can do it. Like, I've done it before at another shop.
Okay.
I'm like...
Pulling one of those.
You're not gonna... I don't know about this. And I was like, look, man, honestly, I need to make a phone call. I'll give you a call, all right? So leave it with me. And then it's finally like, all right, no worries. Anyway, then my manager at the time overheard the conversation after he left, and she said, it just sounds a bit dodgy.
Yeah.
Like a guy buying a gift card for a worker who then left. Now she's come back, but she lost it. To me, it seems like maybe he doesn't want her to have the money anymore because she's left his work, or she could be anyone. Yeah. I mean, she could be anyone.
Yeah.
It sounds like he doesn't want her to now have that money. I can see in the system that she hasn't spent it.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I don't know what's actually possible around that.
Okay.
So I call the gift card department.
Yes.
And they say, oh, look, we can put her...
It just sounds like a fake shop. Yeah, I'm just going to go to the gift card department to buy a gift card.
No, so I call the gift card department to see what I'm actually allowed to do.
Yep.
Right? So I give them a call, and they say that, oh, we can make a request to your head office, because the gift card company as a whole does all these different businesses.
Yeah.
Right? So they say, we can do a request to your head office.
Yeah.
If it's a yes, then you can do it. If it's a no, then you'll just have to tell the customer. And then I said, look, honestly, I don't really feel comfortable because I don't want to get involved. It seems a little dodgy.
Yeah.
I don't want to be the one that's the messenger behind it.
Yeah.
So let's just leave it, and let's just leave it for now, and I'll call back if I want you to make that request or not.
Okay.
Anyway, I call the guy back. He doesn't pick up.
Okay.
So I say to him, unfortunately, because it's a gift card, you actually have to call the gift card department yourself.
Smart move, yeah.
So I gave him the gift card number, blah, blah, blah. And I gave him like a full detailed voicemail in the hopes that he wouldn't call me back.
Yeah.
Anyway, He didn't call back.
Oh, thank
So
God.
I was completely off the hook.
Yeah.
Anyway, with this whole story, what do you think has happened? And then I'll tell you what I think's happened.
Look, it's just a very weird situation. So what you just said before sounded fairly plausible. Or I'm linking it back to the question you asked me before the story, and maybe Lisa has gone back to Shop X and refunded the gift card. No, which is not true because she hasn't spent it on the system.
Yeah, the money's still on the
there,
card.
yeah.
So the card's still ready to go.
Yeah. So maybe John and Lisa, John actually wants the money back, and he's saying to Shop X, can you make me a new gift card so I can give it to person X, which is Lisa. And then he's actually not going to give it to Lisa, and he'll come back later and get it refunded.
Well, you can't get the gift card refunded.
But can you change the name?
Well, as I said, you can do a special request to the company's head office.
Okay.
And then if they allow you to put on a new card, then yes.
Okay.
But you can't actually refund the money. So what I think's happened is they've had some sort of issue. Let's say, I don't even know if they work together. Like, the story could be completely fake.
Yeah.
But it sounds like to me, John bought Lisa the gift card as a Christmas present.
Yeah.
She then quit.
Yeah.
He's obviously forgotten about it, blah, blah, and then he's just remembered. So he's gone, let's walk into the shop and let's just see if they can issue it onto a new gift card, and then John can just have the money. And then Lisa, if Lisa tries to use the card, well, you can't because it's been cancelled.
Yeah.
That's what I think's happened.
But it doesn't make sense because he's already given her the money. Like, the money's gone from his account, right?
Yeah, but he might be trying to get it back because he may be sour because she quit. She quit when he's the boss, so he bought it as like a present.
Yeah.
And then she quit on him after him buying her a present. So now he's probably pissed off and wants the money back.
Yeah, interesting situation.
So I reckon he's asked Lisa for the gift card back or whatever, or maybe he hasn't, but I reckon he's trying to stooge the system to try and get that money back himself.
So do you have an end result?
Well, no, I don't actually. But what I just wanted to see what you thought, if you thought it was dodgy. Like the whole interaction with the customer and the whole story, there was just so many red flags that I just did not want to get involved. And especially since it wasn't purchased at my shop as well. Like, I guess technically I could have helped him, but it's just too many red flags and too many I don't want to get involved in all this legal rubbish, you know?
It just does sound very dodgy, straight up. Like, the whole story, when you were telling it, it sounded like he was trying to stitch you guys up.
Yeah. 100%.
It just reminds me of like when we used to work at the supermarket, and then people would pick up receipts they'd find on the floor, come back into the store, pick up that item and get a refund, or try and get a refund.
Yeah.
Which is a big stooge. Which
they actually got away with many times.
Many times.
No doubt.
They got away with it, but yeah, they definitely cracked on after that. So, big stitch up. That's very interesting. I mean, if you can
strange story.
Somehow find out the end result, I would be very interested, and I'm sure our soft souls will be too.
I could try and contact
the gift card department.
No, I was going to say I could contact someone I know that still works
there, yeah.
But I don't know if I can remember the guy's name.
It's definitely not John.
Could be.
Well, it could be person A.
Could be John.
Person B.
Yeah, so it's a bit of a weird one, isn't it?
No, it is a very big stitch up. But look, if you guys think you've figured out this conundrum, let us know on at So Far So Good Podcast on Instagram.
Yeah, that's right. If you have any other theories of what could have possibly happened, let us know. We'd love to hear it.
Yep. And look, that brings us to the end of this episode of the So Far So Good Podcast. You don't just have to message us about this story. It can be literally anything. We try to get back to every message we get sent through.
Yep. If you have any questions, send them through as well. We like to ask each other questions and have, topical conversations about things.
Topical or just muck around, which we try not to do, apparently.
Yeah, that's right. But hope you all have a great week. Thank you guys again for tuning in to the So Far So Good podcast. Remember, don't spoil any TV shows or movies. Be a decent human being.
That's right.
And we will catch you on the next episode.
Goodbye.